This past July, we had our second son, Azari. He was not responding well, so I had an emergency C-section. When he was born, they had told us that, I wouldn't be able to see him right away. His APGAR scores were pretty low, and so they whisked him off to the NICU. Oxygen wasn't getting to his blood, and then oxygen wasn't getting to his brain. He was rushed to Children's Hospital. Throughout the whole thing, Pastor Josh and Corinne and Gabby were really with us. And there were just these moments though. So Carlos is able to go down to the hospital. It's like 2 a.m. He hasn't slept. He's in the NICU, and we just happen to have this amazing nurse who just coaches him through the whole process. And so a day and a half later, Carlos picks me up and we're able to go together to the hospital. And I think that's really the first time that I got to see him. There are all these wires, probably 30 or 40 wires coming out of his head, and he's connected to a whole bunch of tubes, and we can't touch him or really hold him or anything like that. But just being able to see him and see this beautiful baby, even if it could be just for a moment. And at the point where we're maybe day 5 or 6, we finally get to hold him. And I think that's the most amazing thing. It's probably only 5 minutes, but we get to hold him. I think just throughout, God was with us the entire time. We're just praying, and at the same time, our church family's praying. So we finally get to the day where we're able to bring him home, and we put him in his car seat, and we're just so excited. And I think at that point, you don't know the future. So you just know that your child, he's going to have a lot of doctors and a lot of follow-up. God was going to be with us throughout. I just kept hearing, don't be afraid. We go to the cardiologist, and so they do all the tests, and it's healing. And we go to the neurologist, and he's doing okay. It's interesting because I think it was, again, really scary, and I think there was a lot of stress, but at the same time, I think God knew maybe before it even happened. And his first name is Azari, so it's after a superhero. It also means God is our Savior, and his middle name, Raphael, means God has healed. I think situations have this beautiful potential to strengthen your faith, even if they're really challenging. I think it takes your gratitude to a whole other level. I think when you realize that you're part of a community who's going to be there for you, I think that's huge. We came to Freedom Life, we were in a place that was pretty down, and we're in that place of faith, and I think that going through this particular situation only strengthened it more.